Welcome on into Second Moon Sunday. Let's check out to see what the main topic energy is for this following week. Eye of the Needle. Eye of the Needle. Intentionality. Ooh. All I'm thinking of, recently I've been creating malas for specific clients and fellow cosmic shamanic practitioners, and I use this needle and just thinking of the intention, thinking of that small space, that small focal point of your intention is like the string, and you're feeding the string through with all of these ideas, goals, and what part of your goal, what part of your ideas actually fit through this concept of not being good or bad, not being of high frequency or low frequency, of being at such a standpoint of neutrality, such a standpoint of truth that it slips through this eye of the needle. It slips through this concept of, oh, you understand what it is to exist, you understand what it is to be, now you get to experience it. Acceptance, starry night. So we have an acceptance of what is actually slipping through the eye of the needle, what the universe is actually intending us to understand. I'm seeing a lot of either you saw a shooting star, or as you can see in this picture, there is a shooting star, and there is this goal, this wish that matches with your divine self's higher meaning, higher anticipation. Let's check out what that higher meaning is. Let's see. We had the stepping stones last week. These stepping stones allowed us to reach this point. Let's check out what's coming through. What happened? How are we being more accepting? And I love it because the full moon is coming our way. We're actually accepting certain intentions we may not have even consciously realize we're accepting. Lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. I really love this card because a lot of people get a 3D view of the full moon. They get a 3D view, meaning people let go everything. And instead of letting go, what if you didn't let go of your goals? You just made space to accept what is actually present. You made space to forgive aspects of yourself that are saying, no, I don't deserve this. And in totality, you deserve it. You are more than deserving. We had that Kingfisher energy come through last week, as well as magnolias. So let me know how those vibrations worked for you. Let's see what we're going to get this week as we lay it on the altar. So if you do have an altar, I can even see setting a sewing needle on the altar. I see you placing or saying affirmations of accepting the intentions that are meant for this cycle, not holding on to things that do not come during this cycle. It's purifying the sense of, why are you holding on to things that are not in this dimension already? And the full moon is supposed to be accepting and allowing what already is, what you've already forgiven and made space for. Dragon's Lair. Oh, there's a allowance. I'm not sure why that word is coming up, but it is an allowance of raising your fifth dimensional power. I feel and I can see that this larger dragon in the picture, this is our 3D self. Our 3D self has grown to such an extent that now we get to raise this younger 5D self. We're raising this hatchling. We're new here in the 5th dimension, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take our human self, which is interesting. Our human self is stepping in, forgiving our large 3D egoic self and saying, okay, it's time to raise a softer, a kinder, a more intentional 5th dimensional self, 5th dimensional way of showing our power. Now let's see. Last week we had this delight. We had this way of charming the world of things that we love. And how did that lead to us hatching this new 5th dimensional version of who we are and have always meant to be? The luminous brew. Luminosity. It lit up this egg. I'm getting a clear vision of forgiving your 3D self to the point of birthing a new version of self. And there's this egg sitting here, and it has all of these light codes. It has all of these engravings on the egg, and the more and more you spoke love into your heart, the more and more you spoke love into the people, the places, the things around you, the more the egg illuminated, the more the egg was beginning to grow. The egg, your 5th dimensional power, lit up so much to the point of it began to crack, and it has hatched. This week is really about hatching to a new way of accepting your intentions. Are you ready to accept your intentions? Imagine the joy of hatching a dragon egg and the almost conflicting fear of, I need to raise a dragon. That is your 5th dimensional self. We get to raise our 5th dimensional version of who we are and how we get to display that power in ourselves. Whoa. And then we had the beautiful jade, the lotus. We got to appreciate all the mucky, yucky times. We spent reflecting. Let's see what came of working with jade. What came with understanding the polarity of being in a dimension that judgment exists in. How are we awakening out of that judgment? Labradorite and blue lotus flower. I love this. I love that we went from a pink lotus to a blue lotus. I love utilizing lotus. If you are not allergic, utilize it. Grab your 3rd eye chakra crystals, that labradorite. You're being called to use your psychic gifts. This 5th dimensional version of yourself requires a use of your clairvoyant abilities. It requires a use of your knowledge, and now it's time to experience your knowledge. It's time to say, hey, I have these inner knowings. From those inner knowings, I get to put them into actions. I get to put them into word, expressions, speech, art, however you express your inner knowing. And now I'm sharing my wisdom. I'm experiencing my wisdom with this new version of myself. And you may feel like you're stumbling around. You may feel like this baby dragon that doesn't exactly know how to use its gifts, but the human self knows how to take care of it, which is interesting because this human self that we're told is imperfect, that we're told is primitive, is actually a lot more knowledgeable than we have been led to believe. It's a lot more angelic and helpful And that is why there are so many different star beings, so many different collectives that are interested in our species, because they know that. We've been distorted, we've been placed under amnesia to prevent our psychic gifts from occurring in our natural state. So what's interesting is that this week we're going to get a little taste of what this beautiful way of being, this new version of humanity, has to offer for others and ourselves. We get to accept this divine version of humanity. That's stunning. So I would say utilize labradorite or work with blue lotus, working with your third eye cosmic chakras, working with Neptune and Uranus placements, working with dragon. Work with your dragon spirit, wood dragon, working with the wood element, so having wood around you, going to different tree spirits. And definitely, if you have an altar, whether it's physical, whether it's a spiritual altar, you go and meditate. Whether it's an emotional altar, maybe you have certain emotions, certain energies that create this toolkit, this toolbox that you get to venture into when you need to accept and forgive yourself. So those are some different techniques to assist with the energies of the second moon this beautiful week. I love you guys. My name's Evelyn Ryu. I'm a quantum life coach and galactic shamanic practitioner. Thank you so much. Namaste, blessed. Bye, guys.